Stuart, when you see these details about soil and a shovel, what do you think he may have buried?
Well, I mean, I thought very early on that time span between 4:20 and 4:48, when the phone comes back on, that's when he got rid of the evidence and the clothes. I'm sorry, the knife and his clothes, and burying it was what I thought. And then seeing that there was a shovel with dirt on it just confirms that that's what happened. He buried it somewhere, and the police have, I don't doubt their thoroughness in this. They no doubt have looked every possible place they could. I don't know if they've been out there with metal detectors or not, but that knife is buried somewhere out there, and it's somewhere in that time span between 4:20 and 4:48.
Yeah, we've got a vast area of green space in that area. I want to throw potentially a curveball at you, Stuart, but this is something else in that report. There's a different report. So we had the soil report. Now we're going to look at the pollen report. And it says that the findings of the exam of the pollen contents of the soil found on the shovel, the report states that the soil from the shovel contained high amounts of pine pollen and single pollen grains from plants that are not naturally distributed in Moscow, Idaho. Basswood and red maple were found in the soil recovered from the shovel. However, both are commonly planted ornamental species. Stuart, is that telling you anything? I mean, it's almost contradictory that the pollen may be from somewhere different. Is anything jumping out to you when you hear a bit of a conflict between these two reports?
No, I mean, that's again, that's just being thorough. That's you want as much data as you can get, and I really have no explanation for that discrepancy. But I can, because every case, no matter how hard you work it, no matter how thorough you are, there are unexplained elements to it. But that doesn't shake my thought that he buried that knife and clothes somewhere.
Howard, do you think there's anything investigative-wise that we are going to see in the future in this case? Any big reveals that are going to perhaps answer some of these questions that these family members have?
I think one day from prison, Bryan Kohberger will tell us where the knife is. He wanted to be a forensic psychologist. He will meet with other forensic psychologists, and he will tell his story one day, and we will finally get the answers to these questions, which people, or at least the prosecution, wanted to pretend weren't important when they made this plea settlement.
Stuart, you briefly mentioned this, I believe, or actually Howard may have mentioned it, but have you seen situations where in exchange for a plea deal or taking an execution off the table like we saw here, that a defendant has to reveal these details? We